Rejoining us is Jesse Miller from the U of I chemistry department, and we're talking more about polymers and how they work. In the last segment, you bubbled it up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. And like I said, you know, a lot of these foaming polymers like styrofoam, which is actually polystyrene, and the polyurethane, they have a foaming agent in it that causes them to foam up. And I was going to show that a little bit with the styrofoam. And one of the problems with styrofoam, you know, is it's everywhere, right? And it's filling our landfills and things like that. And it's, you know, they're great. You know, one of the reasons why we use styrofoam for insulation is because of all the air bubbles in there. It makes air actually is a pretty good insulator. So it's actually, there's not very much styrofoam in, or polystyrene in styrofoam. And I was going to show that here. Here's some acetone. Okay, acetone actually dissolves. It doesn't dissolve the polystyrene, but what it does is it breaks up the little bonds that keep the bubbles together. And we can put a coffee cup here, and
you just squished it. It's starting to bubble up and compress.
That's just the air that I'm pushing out. But as you can see, these things, we'll just do a whole stack here. It's mostly air, and as the bonds get broken here, you can see it's just kind of melting. And you know, if you had enough acetone, actually it really doesn't take that much, you could you know, dissolve or at least reduce the size of the styrofoam that's out there, and that would be great, except for the problem with that is then you have
this big globular mess. Yeah, what do you do with
that? This would be a lot easier to take care of than the than the mound of the volume of styrofoam that's out there, and this is actually pretty kind of cool. But acetone is kind of an environmental hazard as well, so you don't really want to do that. Well, somebody came up with the bright idea of using starch, which is kind of a natural biopolymer that plants produce, and they make these packing peanuts now out of starch. And so all you need to do with starch packing peanuts is just dissolve them in water, right? This is just water, and as you can see, they pretty much just, these are kind of old, they just go away.
Interesting. So it just is saving, like you said earlier, the landfill and helping out the environment.
So, you know, as we get closer to Christmas, I know that's still 3 months away, but
that's close.
Yeah, you know, you start packing things. You might want to look for the biodegradable packing peanuts, because they're much nicer. You know, on the environment to use, you know, and even if you were to throw them, which I don't recommend, you know, if people were to throw them outside or whatever, a good rain and they're gone.
I also have heard that you can eat some of those packing peanuts.
Yeah, you can, I suppose, but I wouldn't.
I think we had a segment. We had a segment a couple years ago where a reporter brought those in and we did a taste test.
Yeah, maybe if you put some cheese on it, it'd be all right. But yeah, you could eat these if you wanted to. You want to?
No, sir, okay. I do not.
But you know, that's pretty much it. I was just wanted to kind of show that the polymers are mostly
gone.
air.
It's pretty much all gone.
Yep. It'll dissolve completely here if we leave it here long enough.
Okay. All right, Jesse, thank you very much. So if you want to pack some stuff, as you said, use the packing peanuts so you don't end up with styrofoam and this big, silly, putty, globular gunk. We'll just call it that for today. All right, Jesse Miller, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate it. If you want to see a replay of the segment, go to our website, IllinoisHomepage.net. Look on the morning show. Look under Chemist Corner. We'll be back right after this. Stay tuned.